Moving into Oak Ridge Estates was supposed to be a fresh start, a place where I could enjoy my passion for urban design and landscape aesthetics in peace. As a city planner, I've always had a keen eye for how outdoor spaces shape community character, and my home garden reflected that: tasteful, creative, and thoughtfully designed. But then came Karen Whitman, the HOA president, with a penchant for micromanaging the neighborhood's every detail. She wasn't pleased with my garden statues, elegant pieces I'd collected from my travels, carefully placed to complement the flower beds and pathways. One afternoon, I received a formal notice from the HOA. Dear resident, your garden statues violate HOA guidelines regarding outdoor decorations. You are required to remove them within 7 days to maintain uniformity and preserve neighborhood aesthetics. I was stunned. The statues were neither offensive nor oversized. They adhered perfectly to the HOA's rules on size and placement. The letter felt more like an arbitrary power move than a legitimate concern. Karen showed up the next day, clipboard in hand, ready to inspect. She pointed at a bronze fox statue and declared, "It's out of place and distracting. It sets a bad example for others." I smiled politely and said, "Karen, as a city planner, I've studied how public art and garden design add cultural value and foster a sense of identity. These statues enhance, not detract from, the streetscape." She scoffed. HOA rules are HOA rules. Knowing a direct confrontation would go nowhere, I took a different approach. I invited the entire HOA board to a weekend garden tour at my home. I prepared an informal presentation explaining the principles of urban design, landscape architecture, and the role of public art in communities. With slides, diagrams, and photos of famous garden art installations in cities, I demonstrated how thoughtful garden statues contribute to neighborhood appeal and property values. The board members were surprised, some intrigued, others skeptical. But the turning point was when I connected my knowledge with the HOA's own guidelines, showing that my statues were within all parameters. Several neighbors who had previously been silent spoke up in support, sharing how the statues added charm and personality to the neighborhood. Karen, however, remained resistant. To address her concerns, I proposed creating clear, objective guidelines for garden decorations. Standards developed with community input and professional advice from planners and landscape architects. The board agreed to form a committee, which I gladly led. Over the following months, we crafted new guidelines balancing personal expression with neighborhood cohesion. These guidelines allowed tasteful garden art while restricting offensive or overly large installations. Karen's strict enforcement softened as the new rules were embraced. Eventually, she even admitted to appreciating some of the garden pieces during a community event. Our neighborhood became known for its vibrant, beautiful yards and welcoming atmosphere. The experience taught me that leadership isn't about imposing rules blindly, it's about guiding communities with expertise, openness, and respect. And sometimes a little art can inspire change where rigid rules once stood.